Hello friends. Today we are going to talk about the Antahkarana, that inner instrument hidden deep within us. It is where the mind, intellect, memory, and ego, these four forces, work together. Just as a machine needs both software and hardware to function, our body too is operated by this Antahkarana, the inner software within us. Our body is made of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. When the body ceases to exist, these 5 elements dissolve back into their source. But the mind is different. It is a wondrous instrument made of subtle cosmic forces, constantly working through thoughts every single moment. You must have noticed, most thoughts simply come and go. But some thoughts grip us. When we think, yes, I must do this, it becomes a determination. And when we think, no, this I must not do, it becomes a rejection. The mind remains caught in this web of acceptance and rejection. Have you ever noticed? When you're driving a car, your mind may wander elsewhere. Yet the body continues to drive. Sometimes you even pass your destination, and only later realize, oh, I had already reached. Or when you're sitting with someone, your body is there, but your mind is elsewhere. When that person asks, "Did you hear what I said?" you reply, "Oh, I wasn't paying attention." Meaning, the body was listening, but the mind had drifted away. Now the question is, what exactly is this mind? And why does it behave this way? The body is part of the gross nature, composed of 5 elements. But the mind belongs to the subtle nature, where our thoughts, emotions, desires, and tendencies reside. When the body dies, all these separate along with the mind. Just like how software can be installed on a new computer, the mind too, carrying its impressions and desires, begins to function in a new body. The data from past lives is never deleted. It continues as impressions shaping the next birth. The only difference is that we lose memory of it. Liberation becomes possible only when, just as the 5 elements dissolve into their source, the mind too dissolves into its source, the subtle nature. Lord Krishna clearly said in the Bhagavad Gita, along with the 5 gross elements, mind, intellect, and ego, these are my 8 forms of material nature. So until both, the gross and subtle natures, merge back into their causes, liberation cannot be attained. The challenge is that the body dissolves each time, but the mind does not, because we've filled it with countless desires and attachments. That is why the mind must first be purified. For physical illness, we visit doctors, but we rarely pay attention to the disorders of the mind. In reality, disease first begins in the mind and then manifests in the body. If the mind is healthy, the body rarely falls ill. Yet no one can see the mind. It can only be felt. Where it wanders, what it thinks. And because only you can feel your mind, only you have the power to heal it. The first step to healing is awareness. We often say, I don't feel like it, or my mind isn't at peace. What does that mean? It means we've accepted ourselves as being ruled by the mind, when in truth, the mind should be ruled by us. Once, a saint visited a king's court. The king did not honor him. The saint asked, "O king, whom do you obey?" The king replied, "I follow my mind." The saint smiled and said, "Then you are the servant of my servant." The king was surprised. "How is that?" The saint said, "The mind is my servant, and you are a servant of your mind. So you are the servant of my servant." Think about it. We have become such slaves of the mind that when it is in pain, some people even consider ending their life. Yet the poor body is not at fault at all. It is simply an instrument, a tool for worldly action. Destroying the body doesn't destroy the mind, for it is subtle. That is why the scriptures call suicide a sin, and every nation's law regards it as a crime. If we truly seek liberation, we must first understand our mind, recognize it, and study it deeply. Because liberation is not somewhere outside. It lies beyond this very mind.